Okay, so Mr. HardCorey, let's do this. Alright, so I watched this game once quickly, just to get an idea of what happens, and it was actually kind of close. The Zerg player made a few mistakes, which gave you a few openings, but he just made just a few basic mistakes. Everyone does them. The only people who really kind of avoid them are master players, like super high level Gosu master players, but even they occasionally make mistakes. Alright, so the first thing I want to note is just the Hellions that pop up later. Actually, no, I'll save that for when it actually occurs. Okay, so nothing actually that exciting happens in the opening. There's no all-in rush here, so we don't have to worry about that. But as you'll see, the Zerg player he expands pretty quickly, and what that means is that obviously he has no money for offensive military units, and it's really a fine balance as a Zerg because you generally really only start mass producing military units once your opponent comes to attack you, and until then you're just droning up to get as many minerals as possible. And as you can see, he's got a nice little timing here, so he gets like 300 minerals almost as he arrives, almost. Pretty close. Pretty respectable. And that's one thing you can definitely do against Terran, and as you can see, he's harassing you. Actually, I really liked your micro here. I was kind of impressed by this. How you just managed to keep him alive just with a touch of health. Look at that fucking drone just going right after you, brah. It's coming for you, son. Nice, I like the repair here. Honestly, I was impressed when I saw it. And try to get him into the refinery. An easy job as the drone plays wee peekaboo. But yeah, I like the micro. It was just a little thing, but I liked it. Still trying to pick off that one SCV. Has like 2 health left. Hungry drone is hungry. Look at that, coming right back. He really wants that drone. But you still managed to keep him alive for quite a while. You got your barracks up, so that's something. But yeah, he just harassment going on there. So you're getting your orbital command. He's getting his expansion. He's just getting a spawning pool, so there's no queen, no Zerglings. Doesn't have an extractor, so you don't have to worry about Zergling speed. It kind of is a pain as Terran to try to scout a lot. With Zerg it's a little bit easier just because you have the overlords, but even then it's kind of challenging. But especially with Terran, like, it's hard to poke around. That's actually something I want to bring up later, but not right now. Okay, so just go to the income tab. As you can see, it's kind of even, sort of. It's more or less balanced just because the mules are fucking ridiculous. The Mexican mules. That's right, I went there. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, you're getting Hellions, which I like because Hellions pretty much totally negate Zerglings, and roaches aren't that effective until they get the layer up because they're so goddamn slow off the creep. So you get Zerglings, and I just want to point something out, is that with Hellions, you really want to try to contain that creep spread. I know you got the 2 Marines here, fucking like a boss. You just fucking mowed down those two poor Zerglings. So as you can see, he's laid a creep tumor here, and he's expanding it out. And one of the, you can think of the creep as just like it's, you always want to cancel it out when possible, because honestly, creep is dirty. It gives Zerg sight of the map, it improves their unit speed, it makes it possible for them to retreat. And it is kind of a pain for Terran because they basically they have the orbital command up until they get a Raven or missile turrets, but even that's not very useful. So yeah, you just get mowed down here. The one Marine's like, "Run, bitch, run!" So the Hellions come out. Okay, this is where it starts to fall apart a little bit. So like you're just kicking his ass right now. If you just look at the unit loss thing, like, okay, well technically we lost about the same, but it quickly goes one side because Hellions are pretty much invincible if they're kited correctly around Zerglings. And what you should do right here is take down that tumor. Honestly, that should be this. Man, I can't ping the map. Okay, well, that sucks. But you wanna take it down right here. Just kick its ass, Seabass. Man, I wish I could ping. Alright, so yeah, Hellions just, they got wasted here. It was a massacre. If you just have a few kites, they can cause so much havoc in the Zergling. And like, if you just look at how much he's been harassed here, like he moved all his drones, he lost all that production time, and he's just making Zerglings. He has no roach layer. Yeah, and even then, roaches are pretty goddamn slow until they get their speed upgrade, which takes a little while. So like, those Hellions could have just, yeah, and that's another thing too. You want to keep him by his base. You want to try to keep him pinned in as much as possible. Alright, so your Hellions are just kind of here on the ramp, which is terrible because they can't retreat and they can't really advance forward. But, you know, it's understandable. I mean, it happens. But yeah, and, nice. Does that mean Zerglings get in there? If your Hellions can get by? I think so. Yeah, that's why you're moving your stuff there. But yeah, now he's keeping you pinned in your race. And it's been my experience in this game that, generally speaking, there's the attacker and the defender, and they both have their advantages. As the attacker, it takes much longer to reinforce your troops, because they have to go across the whole map, but as the attacker, you get to dictate where the fight takes place. As a defender, your reinforcement distance is just nothing. Like, it's almost immediate reinforcements that get to help you out, as you can see. But you are constantly reacting to your opponent, which sucks. As you can see, he's got roaches out now, which kind of negate your Hellions. And of course, the counter to roaches is Marauders Dude, or Thors, or Siege Tanks, or whatever you want to get, whatever you're most comfortable with using. So as you can see, you got your expansion going up here, and I just want to take a look at the unit tab. He's got a few more drones than you, but that's the thing, like, this game actually was pretty close, because you did pretty well, it's just you forgot a few things, and I'm going to look at your production. Whoop, I accidentally paused it. Ha! How embarrassing. Production D, that's the one. I want to look at production because I think there were some times where just you weren't producing anything out of your buildings, which was unfortunate. Because, as you can see, he's getting his creep spread going here, and I personally think you should use Hellions to try to rein this in, because it only costs 25 energy on the Zerg's part, and if you can just take down this lead, this one right here, this lead tumor, then he has to redo it all over. See? And nice, like you're taking down that one, but yeah, I know, roaches, they mad. But they're so slow, right? Like, you can easily kite around them. You just gotta watch out for the speedlings and make sure they don't get to surround you, which is why you have to be so paranoid of the creep, because speedlings on creep can pretty much kick your, well, they can surround your Hellions. I wouldn't say kick their ass, especially when they have blue flame and it's just atrocious, but they're pretty good. But you want to keep this creep from expanding. Like, keep it just by their base if possible, because creep is honestly a pain in the ass to maintain. Alright, so back at your base, you're just constantly producing SCVs, which is good, or sort of. I don't think you're doing it right now, but later, next time, Gadget, next time. Yeah, you're getting that's another thing too. If you're gonna get medevacs, drop should be like an immediate reaction for you. Like, you should be constantly dropping, because he moves his stuff around in a blob, as you can see. Like, he keeps it all blobbed together. Most Zergs do. Most people do, in fact. Like Protoss too. And since it's blobbed up, it's vulnerable to, like, if you just drop in here, you just take down whatever you want. The queen, maybe. Losing your queens is always a pain in the ass. And yeah. But you can't be afraid to go on the offensive with Zerg, because basically what's going to happen is that you're going to attack them and all they're going to do is create military units, but that means their economy is going to suffer, and it just becomes this very fine balancing act. As you can see, there's tumors everywhere. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, doesn't it kind of look like a mouth here? It's like Pac-Man, a gummy Pac-Man. I got nothing. Anyway, so yeah, this force is going to get its ass kicked just because that's a lot of roaches. You really shouldn't be this aggressive. You should just try to keep them pinned in when possible. Fight at the edges. I'm not sure if he just used Stimpak or not. But he's getting infestors soon, I believe, and that really decimates your Marines, which is, it's honestly a pretty brutal, yeah, right here. Oh man, that's awful. You should have run away. You really. I just want to make a note. Retreat is always an option. If you think you're outnumbered, just get the hell out of there. That's my amazing advice. Because, like, look, you're getting massacred here. There's no possible chance you could win this one. If we look at the unit loss tab, honestly, like, you were doing pretty good up to that point in terms of killing stuff without losing stuff. Yeah, like you have medevacs. He didn't have like he had the one thing here, but those can't really take down medevacs that effectively. So just remember, retreat is always an option, especially when you have medevacs. If you think you're gonna lose, or if you're fairly certain you're gonna lose, just bug out. Bug out against Zerg. That's right. It's fucking hilarious. Okay. Another thing I want to point out too is you didn't get any upgrades. Like not really. Like you got 0 upgrades for your Marines, and he has like he gets a few upgrades. I think he goes 2 and 2 for his roaches later on. But you don't get any upgrades, which is a problem, because upgrades are awesome, especially when you start getting into the middle of the game. Because it has a big multiplying effect, because every Marine you have shoots, you know, whatever. Also, when you see that many roaches, you should probably start thinking Marauders, dude. Marauders are nasty. Like, you do have to worry about the burrow and the move, but it's, especially with the concussive shell, like, and stim pack, oh, it's a nasty combo to deal with. Okay, so you're bunkered up here, you're pretty much expecting attack, which is reasonable because you're behind on the food. But, dude, meta drops, yeah, like you're kind of doing it here, sort of. And yeah, hunting down stray overlords, like it's so annoying to deal with that. It's such a pain. Also, try to keep that third from getting up. That's I'd say that's a big thing you should do. Like constantly either harass that or threaten that, and then attack somewhere else with drops. Because if you can take down that queen, this base is pretty much defenseless. But like I'm just trying to go with what the units you had, as opposed to being like, oh, you should have gotten Ghost to EMP the what's it called? These assholes infestors, because you know, like you didn't get Ghosts, and Ghosts are expensive. I understand that, but that being said, if the guy is going heavy infester, like honestly, just one Ghost, just EMP, just like, oh, look at that, they're completely useless. Or even if you snipe them, because they do. Infestors are awesome against bulk Marines. Like they just destroy them like nobody's business, especially when they're blobbed up. But look at this, man. This is a lot of roaches. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 41. 41 roaches and change, because there's more coming. That's a lot of fucking roaches. But if you just pump pure Marauders, which are... They still get hurt by the Infestor, but it's not such a one-shot kill as it is with the Marines. Personally, I just think Marauders... I think get Marines if they're coming out with a lot of... if you see them go Spire, but if he's just going pure Roach, go pure Marauder. Marauder, dude. This was unfortunate. This was... I winced when I saw this the first time. Like, he just caught you out of position. I guess just... maybe next time just bring just the Marauders to shoot this down, and just be more careful, I guess. Like, leave your siege tanks here, maybe. Yeah, and just bring your troops, because like you want to use the medevacs very fluidly. Like you want to be able to just like be very comfortable bringing your guys up and down. As you can see, he's getting a lot of creep here, which is bad, because like Zerg units are so fast in the creep that it gives them a great retreat advantage. Okay, so you're just you're kind of chilling here. Your bunker's burning down. It's got 24 health left. Come on, SCVs. Come on, it's burning. Ah, it's all over. Alright, okay, yeah, doing drops on his mineral line. Hellion drops on the drones is brutal, especially like if he's over here. Like you just need like 4 Hellions, honestly, and you could just decimate so many drones and fuck up his economy so badly. Plus, more importantly, think of like Hellions as, or dropping Hellions as like just a scouting mission. That was so unfortunate. Poor medevac. Yeah, look at the unit lost. Yeah. So as you can see, like, you've lost more units, which is unfortunate. Like, right now the Zerg's building momentum, and that's the problem. And he doesn't even use these roaches all that effectively, honestly. Like, he just kind of rushes them in 9, 16, 24, 48, 48, 56. Okay, he's got about 63 roaches, I think. That's a lot of roaches, plus infestors. At this point, you can't move out, honestly. Like, you just don't have enough to take that out. Like, that's not enough stuff. Like, you have 8 Marauders. Like, you have tanks, which is good. But honestly, what you should try to do is use Marauders and just try to bait the guys to into your tanks. And don't go too far, because as you can see, the Infestor. But try to bait them towards the siege tanks. And yeah, like, you do it really well here. That's exactly what you should do. Because, man, like, you're just messing them up. Fully